right. Guess we're gonna get back into it. I don't know what happened there. All right. So rewind it a couple seconds here, a couple minutes.
Out of there. But then he goes right back to singing as they're trying to get him out. So people immediately start like fucking bumping and grinding on the people that are trying to get the body out. They're literally twerking on this. I don't care about fucking him deleting tweets of him telling fans to break in. That stuff is seasoning. Who cares? That's just stupid. Security guards trying to get a corpse out of there. And it shows, it doesn't make Travis look any better, in my opinion, because it shows that he was very well aware that people were literally falling over unconscious at his
like even that's him realizing that he's gonna end up looking like a Travis Scott hater. Meanwhile, you obviously look like you wanna like Rager culture, right?
When I saw this video, I was like, this is such an insane situation that like maybe the lights were blinding him and he had no fucking idea, because it just like at first when you see it, you're like, no shot does any human that sees another human being that's a fan of his unconscious in front of his fucking eyes like continue to ignore and like hum him a lullaby, okay, in auto tune as he's being crowd served to a fucking ambulance. Like that's not like what a human being would do. Well, get
now, Lil Durk, the voice, calls Travis Scott the new Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, people used to really fall out for all types of reasons because Michael Jackson was just in the room and he's supposed to just stop the performance because you falling out over the sauce.
Guess what? Travis Scott did do that. I fucking literally thought that it's so beyond the pale.
They love that shit. Like, listen to the language. Guess what? He did.
That it's like not something that I was like, there's no ways. The lights probably were blinding him. He probably had no fucking idea. It just doesn't matter. He did because he had stopped it already.
Excuse me. Like I was saying in the first part of the video that has some functionality issues. It's really just about like were these guys not in their head when the Travis Scott shit was coming on though at the party? Were they?
Scott and the Astroworld Festival organizers have been hit with their first lawsuit. They consciously ignore these shimmers to harm the concert goers and in some cases actively encouraging fermented dangerous behaviors. Get fucked. What am I getting fucked?
So that's what I don't like. Again, isn't it?
I feel like sometimes people just like come into my chat.
Isn't it supposed to be rager based?
Fine, nobody.
Isn't everything supposed to be about raging out? Right? And I'm hot right now. That's why I'm messing up the whole setup because it's like I'm hot about this shit because it's like. You know why?
I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. They're like, yo, fuck you. I guess he's saying get fucked to Travis. You just added me before. I didn't mean you, bro. Oh, sorry. I mean, he added me right before, so that's why I thought he was talking about me.
Concert and still continued to sing without trying to address it and maybe like giving it a break and trying to get the crowd reorganized so people would stop dying like that body he had just pointed out. Travis Scott from the stage can see the end.
See, this is just like pegging in on sensationalism, just like I'm doing, but it's to basically to hate on Travis Scott too. Like they resent that Travis Scott isn't the position that he's in. Basically, why are they virtue signaling so much? You're supposed to be at a Rager concert. Rager shit's happening.
Ambulance going through, and he did nothing to stop the concert. He didn't say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 let's all settle down. Let's go."
I've worked on stages and lights don't blind you at all. Dude, you are so wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? It depends on how the lights are set up. What? What do you mean? What? That's just not true at all, dude. What? I've been on stages. Like, I've performed on stages.
What were you performing?
It completely...
Were you performing sicko mode on stage? Cover band shit don't count, man.
It is entirely dependent on, like, what the fuck, what you're talking about.
Fucking weirdos, man.
Linda Rollo, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Get you a second to watch your boss lose his girl to Leo DiCaprio. Why was I not invited to this? Oh my god, dude. Dude, listen, I'm gonna just say something here, okay? This is totally fucking not related to the issue that we were looking at and covering, but like, I just wouldn't fuck with Jeff Bezos in this way, okay? If I knew Jeff Bezos had a new hot girlfriend, I would just stay away, okay? Because he has the power to murder you, dude. I mean, I guess like Leonardo DiCaprio is like the one guy that he can't kind of like murder and get away with. But like he literally could murder you. Like Jeff Bezos could assassinate you. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to, he could assassinate you. Straight up. He could literally assassinate you and get away with it. Thank you, Fluffy Jack Hammer, for the 5 get this stuff.
If you really need me to comment on that, then okay, billionaires have the access to do what they want. When you can buy a whole army, when you can buy a whole mercenary squad, you can touch people, right?
He got a heart attack gun aimed at him right now. Leo has always pulled and continues to. Bro, come on. This lady, Leonardo DiCaprio, is talking to her right now to be like, you have any daughters that are like, 19? You kidding me, dude? I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio has been inside of anything that is over the age of 26, okay? Are you out of your mind?
That's one thing too, that that's one of the themes is like how they use, they like Hasanbi will talk down on black people. He'll talk down on the black people in his chat. But he's gonna use your smirk though. He's gonna use your word. He's gonna use your verbiage. He's gonna use your colloquialism though. Because pulling bitches is a real Turkish phrase.
Mine, dude? He's like way too old. Last time Leonardo DiCaprio was inside of something that was like over the age of 19 was a fucking bear, okay? For the movie Revenant. That's it.
That's a weird ass thing. That's a thing that weirdos do. They're always interested in like how the next guy's getting bitches or something like. People don't even know when they're mesmerized by the swag. They're just. There's a tinge of ageism when you have to calculate the broads another dude's getting. Like, he's that's DiCaprio. He's like 40 something, but he's getting all his bitches 23, right? Like all his ladies 23. It's like, would you hate on that shit if that was your lifestyle? Would you hate on the shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta stay away from counting other people's eggs and shit.
Okay, I'm done with the Leo jokes. All right, let's keep going. I hope you're wrong because this gross as fuck. No, I am not wrong. Relax, bro. I'm gonna cancel you. PhD in being bald.
Get them PhDs.
Anyway, let's keep going with this.
Going on, Neil. Let's stop this. Travis Scott is just as much to blame for what happened here as everyone else. Now, the majority of the responsibility for the situation that happened.
Let's make one thing clear. Godslap, Godsmack has never done a thing here. Travis Scott is the worst.
Falls on the organizer.
Yo, y'all comment. I don't give a fuck. Yo, I'm mad about that shit. I'm mad that he woke up and thought, yeah, fuck Travis Scott. In fact, he's reckless. He should be held responsible. I hate that corny ass opinion.
Organizers of the event. The cause of all of this was overcrowding. What was happening is people were dying from being.
It's like, do you want to be? Do you want to be a psychiatrist? Do you want to be a therapist? Why are you doing this? What happened was, this is what happened. I thought you were a rock star. I thought you wanted to rock. You just want to look rock, right? He ain't got no illicits on him. He ain't got nothing on him. He just want to look rock. Because, you know, this is what happened. Like, why don't you have a counselor guy haircut then?
I just want to point something here. This person said, first of all, ableism level 2, unacceptable. He said, some autist Googling bear age span right now. I just want to go up a little bit higher. Because I literally saw someone go, actually, the average bear lifespan is 24, so probably not true. This is why I love Twitch streaming, dude. This is why I love Twitch streaming. This is just like, this is so much content just in the chat.
Yo, let's keep it real. I can't wait to get my shit like that. You feel me? Like, support me. I got entertainment. Like, I got thoughts for days. Stay with me.
You got owned, admit it. Yeah. We know the fucking the Reddit chart of Leo's girlfriends. All right, just we're derailing. Go back to this.
Pushed by the crowd. It's called crowd crush. People weren't necessarily getting trampled. They were literally getting asphyxiated due to the pressure of all of the bodies around them constantly pushing on them.
He's going to use all alert words because he wants Travis Scott to be held responsible. Keep that in mind.
Couldn't breathe. So they were literally just standing and suffocating, from what I understand. What's even wilder is that this isn't even the first time it's happened at Astroworld. In 2019, 3 people died from a stampede. So they're clearly not very good at handling crowds. In fact, they don't do anything about it. There were so many videos of people begging the organizers last night to stop the concert and like get people to stop dying. And their response was no. It was like that scene in fucking Watchmen. They'll cry.
See, unfortunately, I mean, you like it has to stay in context. If you're a cameraman and you're pointing the camera for the production, are you ready to get fired because some turned up ass attendee just was screaming at you belligerently? You don't know whether that's fiction. You don't know whether that's fact or not. Like you can't validate if you would really need to leave your post because it's not a common attendee coming to alert you that, you know, maybe you need to rotate or something like that. According to these type of activity, these type of large activities, you know. What I'm saying is I just don't like that he's conflating like people alerting these cameramen with the fact that with the thought or the notion that the cameraman should have known that somebody was dying, because the person is being like very demonstrative and belligerently like trying to express that something's wrong is happening. But from that cameraman's eyes, you got to think that he's probably just thinking that the person is tweaked out or zaned out or sicko moded out. And you got to understand that these guys, these cameramen, these crews, they get basically briefed on the mood of these concerts, what type of energy the artist is trying to conjure up. I don't say that on accident, I guess, for the gathering, you know? So it's supposed to be a rager, so they're not going to be going around policing. They're going to do their job and record the goddamn concert.
Cry out for help, and I'll whisper, no, we're going sicko mode. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, Travis Scott put out a tweet saying how...
Now, as a side note, a 500 plus person security force versus 50,000 plus crew plus vendors, those ratios don't match. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to wrangle a situation with that ratio.
Devastated he is. Bro, you could literally see people dying from where you were on stage. You looked at a dead body. You looked at a...
Bro! See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the language starts coming back to him all. Now it's bro. Now it's back to party time. Now it's back to like me and you do the same stuff, bro. Travis. You let those people die, Travis. Bro. And what happened was
corpse being transported and still continue to sing. You literally...
To be fair, he was like singing auto-tune. He was humming at the corpse to bring it back to life, I think. Ritualistic sacrifice stuff. Like, you might not know about that. It's whatever. I'm Illuminati. I do know.
That's all cap. That's all sensationalism cap. Like, I know. Like, I'm sure he has some ties, and he does remind me of an industry plant. Maybe he's doing a little bloodletting. Maybe he knows Marina Abramovich, but you know, like, people know about that stuff. They just don't know how to create language around it in order to discuss with other people. I think as a low life entertainer myself, these guys, Charlie, Hasanbi, they should like basically have the responsibility and the understanding to know like, okay, are you really responsible for everything that's happening in your chat? Do you know when a guy's under cardiac arrest in your chat? Do you know when somebody's in harm in your chat? No, you're doing your presentation.
But like for real, I mean, it was like that is an insane fucking video. And if you are in any way like even in the margins of like radicalization, and you see that, and you're like, that's it, it's over. That is satanic. You know what I mean? That's like literally the most satanic shit you could ever see as a person who believes that, like, you know, the New World Order is.
Looked at a corpse being transported and still continue to sing. You literally...
To be fair, he was like singing auto-tune. He was humming at the corpse to bring it back to life, I think. Ritualistic sacrifice stuff. Like, you might not know about that. It's whatever. I'm Illuminati. I do know. But like for real, I mean, it was like that is an insane
sacrificial pagan rites and all that stuff. That stuff's easy to look up. Satanic ritualism, SRA, satanic ritual abuse. There's all types of stuff on that. It's not a elitist thought. It's exposed. Like I said, people just don't know how to speak about it. It's creepy. It makes people uncomfortable. It does have the true vein of evil. You're always going to fear what you don't understand. More on that.
Insane fucking video. And if you are in any way, like, even in the margins of like radicalization, and you see that, and you're like, that's it, it's over. That is satanic. You know what I mean? That's like literally the most satanic shit you could.
I don't really know what he means by on the edge of radicalism there. I'm going to rewind it one more time because I do want to catch it.
And if you are in any way, like, even in the margins of like radicalization, and you see that, and you're like, that's it, it's over. That is satanic.
If you're within the range of radicalization and you see that, like, I'm not. Maybe he's speaking to the mood of the situation being such a large raging concert. Then you see that now not you saw a guy on a stretcher. Now it's satanic. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I feel like that could be likened to what they call that New York indifference, where there's like literal bums on the street, and then there's a dude walking by with a $2,000 cell phone, a $15,000 suit, and a $2,000 briefcase. Indifference and selfishness is not innate spectacle ritualism and satanic rite. You're rapping at a concert. He's rapping at a concert. His job is to rap at the concert. His job is not to resuscitate people. His job's not even to stop the concert. His job is to continue the concert. I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense to some people, though, I guess.
You know what I mean? That's like literally the most satanic shit you could ever see as a person who believes that, like, you know, the New World Order is upon us and shit like that. The moment I saw that video, I was like, nope, that's over, dude. That is like, this is going to break people's brains. I didn't know that kid was dead, though. I don't think he knew that that kid was dead. Regardless, though, like, he's clearly not, or I don't even know if that kid was dead. I don't even, is that confirmed? Or was he just, like, passed out? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. Clearly, he's not having a good time, bro. You think it's when you see someone that's, like, fucking unconscious, being body surfed, crowd surfed.
See, this is what, I think this is like okay, now I said, like, okay, the thing with Astroworld that happened, obviously, the thoughts I want to point out are some of the transverse thoughts, like I said, Buddy's baseball cap, God slap, God smack, that look, that Kurt Cobain thing. You want to be a little bit like Kurt Cobain, but when it's time for people to get in trouble, you're the guy explaining why you're in trouble. You do you like Travis Scott? I mean, you got a big Nike check on and oversized glasses, and you're doing the troll look. You're trolling Navy guys with their swag. Like you're biting people. You're biting, bro. You're biting so hard. I just don't understand how you can be biting so hard, but be looking to be so easily disappointed by the culture.
Or go over to the fucking EMTs and you make eye contact with the fucking a person whose arms are fucking flailing and shit. He did not end up dying, or he did end up dying. Yeah, he was unconscious regardless. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That's nuts. He didn't die, he had a seizure. Okay, I didn't want to do this. Noah B keeps writing in the chat because he read the fucking article. This article details every single thing that happened with the timeline for 37 minutes after Houston police and firefighters responded to a mass casualty event at a packed Astroworld rap concert where attendees were crushed against the stage this Friday evening. Travis Scott continued performing. Police officials said the promoter, Live Nation, agreed to cut the show shortly after multiple collapsed at 9:38 p.m. The concert attendees said Scott appeared to play his whole set and finished at 10:15 p.m. Concert staff ignored pleas from fans to halt the show, including some who climbed onto camera platforms to point out others who had collapsed and needed medical attention. A review of videos and social media posts that documented one of the deadliest concerts in U.S. history raises questions about the official timeline of events put forth by local officials, the swiftness of their response, and their ability to communicate effectively with concert promoters during the disaster. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said he had enough officers on site to handle a crowd of 50,000. Oh, conspiracy nuts already are fucking going buck wild with this? Of course they are, dude. Travis Scott's Astrofest ritual sacrifice strategically pulled off by the Jets.
Remember, the conspiracy nuts are going off, not the guy who said something about it definitely being satanic ritualism.
Do it. Truth Seeker Network. Sees a Houston tragedy days after Houston Astros take an L in the World Series. Drake sports a Houston Astros jersey. What? Drake and Travis Scott born exactly 66 months and 6 days apart? So, but he also said he could not have abruptly ended the show for fear of sparking a riot that his department could not control. That's bullshit. Valid theory. That's like on the cop. That takes some of the blame away from Live Nation and also Travis Scott, for the record.
I think sometimes it's like we don't even see how we encircle and entrap our own freedoms. Okay, the point for the concert was for there to be a concert. Okay, if people got hurt, assuming on accident, right, or some assailant reigned the situation. The police were hired to maintain the concert. The police weren't hired to stop the concert. I think that's just not computing to people. You know, like everybody's always looking for an in button, a stop button, a hang up button. You know, oh stop, green light, red light. Like some things need, like entertainment, need to be set in flow. Like it has to be set in flow, and the broadcast and the production has to end at a certain time. Like everybody knows this, but when it comes time to like point fingers, it's we mishandle the placement of the details within context.
What the fuck were they doing? The delay restricted the movement of first responders who were still transporting limp bodies when Scott finished his final song, Goosebumps. 8 people died, including 14 and 16-year-old high school students. 4 were injured. So the plans and procedures between promoters, showrunners, and local officials.
I think another one of the thoughts in this too is like the reason we're so interested in this type of stuff when it happens, say to like Travis Scott and like Sicko Mode, it's like, okay, because he was able to really capture some energy there. And that's lit. He's a supreme artist. Every time you down this man, you should say he's a supreme artist. What was the last project that I did, you did, that seemed like the Sicko Mode concerts? You know, he's trying to perform an emotional human art by taking things to the rage and the razor's edge that's supposed to be apparent in the art. Everybody wants to be rebel until it's time to be rebel. Everybody wants to look rebel. People really ain't about it, man.
Outline exactly how to pull the plug on a show. Neither would comment publicly because Live Nation, the company that managed Astroworld, is a dominant force in entertainment booking. Often a performer with a higher energy and complex performance such as Scott's would have a direct line to a producer or a stage manager via an earpiece. Yep. The producer manager would be in constant contact and have the ability to practically at any time tell a performer what's going on. Okay, so this article is literally describing everything I've said since yesterday without even fucking first-hand knowledge of what the fuck was going on, while chat was like screaming at me one way or the other because I wasn't like 100% in line with what they were saying.
I basically covered a couple of the same points in some of the prior videos. And like I said, today I wanted to get into some of the weaving thoughts within this happening and just basically how other people may feel about the unfortunate Astroworld tragedy. So obviously I'm going to continue to comment on both, but yeah, check those other videos out if you're caring to be interested at all.
Cancellation comes from various people along the process, ranging from the artists themselves, the promoters, and the police. Stage crews can, in a matter of seconds if necessary, turn off all power to the stage, broadcast safety and security measure messages on video boards and all over the audio system. 1,000%. Live Nation did not use the PA system or video boards to broadcast any safety messages Friday evening, attendees said. Yup. Absolutely. The procedures are especially common when promoters hold outdoor shows. Free Press Summer Fest, held across multiple stages and in multiple venues in the Houston area over the past decade, canceled and restarted performance in a matter of minutes as rain moved into an area in 2015 and 2016. On Friday, the concert began with early signs of trouble. So we already brought that up. You know, people stormed ahead of time. There were people already being trampled in the fucking rush. There were people being detained. It wasn't the first time fans have breached the fences. They've done this in Travis Scott shit before. In February 2018, Scott pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct in Arkansas.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. We're talking about the Travis Scott Rager concerts again. And then they go on to highlight Rager facts and Rager thoughts as sensationalism. To denigrate the damn concert and the action and the art. And to make it more, you're going, so once it's like, okay, it's a Rager concert, but now we're worried about the behavioral aspect. I guess I'm gonna have to keep reshaping that notion. But that's the purpose of my perturbance, I guess.
Arkansas. After police said he urged fans to rush the stage and bypass security at a 2017 concert, Scott paid a fine of nearly $7,500, according to a news report about the incident. So, like, this sort of stuff also brings the blame back to Travis Scott by saying, like, he makes his fans go fucking buck wild. He urges his fans to do, like, bad shit that go against like,
see how that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. Because he's finding within his own subliminals there that he's conflating the base of the concept of Astroworld and raging. You're supposed to go to rage. He encourages you to rage. Is the language strong? Yes, the language is always strong. Bitches, booties, titties, fuck everybody, do whatever, ride Lambo, do drugs, travel the world, do what you want to. Like, it's all about that. It's all about do without will. 777 type lore. Duh. So people get excited when finally, like, okay, we can reprimand somebody.
Like the safety of concert goers, putting the safety of concert goers at fault. Okay. Hidalgo said officials had learned from the 2019 festival and shored up fencing in an attempt to prevent more breaches. Finner said police quickly responded to the fans who stormed the VIP checkpoint. So I was right. They were storming the VIP checkpoint. That wasn't a major breach. That was something we quickly got under control. There were other red flags. Around 5 p.m. during Don Tolliver's set, he saw a woman who passed out by a concession stand being treated by fans with no medical in sight. Also told you this stuff happens regularly. People take drugs, people drink a lot. They're braving the elements out there. And then also on top of that, they don't drink enough water. Why? Because Live Nation wants to maximize their revenue. Okay? Let me tell you something, folks. When you go to a festival and there isn't like free water being passed out, and you already paid like however much, like $300 for a fucking wristband or some shit, that's deliberate because they want to milk you. Okay? They're like, oh, is there inelastic demand? Do you need literally fucking water to survive? Well, guess what? There's a water station in bumfuck nowhere, okay, with a massive fucking line in front.
Low key, that doesn't make any sense. Milk on what? Milk from what perspective? Energetic milking or fiscal milking? Financial milking? Like, if it was about milking, then the bottles of water would just be at exorbitant prices, and they would be overly available, or they would be 3/4. They would be 3/4 for which available. 3/4 to a whole available. It would be just enough not to be enough, and they would be at exorbitant prices, in other words. So I guess I'm confused by that one, but like I said, I don't want to be like any argumentative or contrarian. I'm not even a contrarian guy like that. I'm just trying to figure, like, my whole thing is like, I want to know, like, how do you really feel about the culture then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you saying, like, when you hear Travis Scott music, are you like, this is horrible? And then when people make Travis Scott jokes in your chat, you're like, ha ha ha. But then when the Travis Scott news comes up, you talk about it? So I'm sure I got the pattern wrong, but what the fuck?
Front of it, you can either get it from there, or you can give me $12 for a fucking shitty ass little Dasani water bottle full of piss. Okay, full of piss water. They do that on purpose. Because they want you to fucking either die or pay money to get the water. I'm just letting you know. Was out of the norm the excessive force the audience members were using to get close to the stage, mounting chaos. Anyway. Concertgoers were hopping barricades because of the overcrowding. Security staff with his flashlight was treating a man lying prone. Scott began performing at 9:06. At that time, 50,000 people are beginning to press towards the stage. At approximately 9 o'clock, 9:15, the crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage. That caused some panic and started causing some injuries. At 9:11, never forget, concertgoer Eric Daniels, 47, began taking video of attendees trying to escape the section close to the stage. Timestamps from the videos he and others took reveal a chronology of the mounting chaos. There's fans climbing speakers, climbing speaker rigging to escape the crush, unable to move in the throng. She described.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. What purpose does the scene descriptors play? What purpose? Why is the narrative being polluted with rager talk? I wonder.
Those moments is the scariest in her life. People are getting pushed around. There's like a tidal wave of human bodies.
This chair sucks.
People are crying. They're trying to leave, but they're being fucking sucked in. It's like a wave of human beings at that point. As Scott noticed a man who had climbed the tree for a better view, fans to the left of the stage were screaming for a medic and waving their hands to get attention. Scott launched into his song, No Bystanders. Daniels film staff performing chest compressions on an unresponsive man in the crowd at 9:28. It was devastating because we saw people who were oblivious, enjoying the concert and celebrating, while right next to them, there's somebody on the ground fighting for their life. For the record, that is the reason why I originally said there is like a chaotic situation. So blaming the entirety on fucking traffic.
No, I haven't been really paying attention to his chat, but I just saw "Fuck the Club Up," right? Little John, right? Eastside Boy shit. Fuck the club up. Like I went to school with kids, man, that were obsessed with this shit. Like they knew more about rap than I did and shit. You feel me? You know, I went to a Catholic private school. If the chat understands what the vibe was supposed to be, like again, why are we picking apart the narrative? Why are we picking apart rebel narrative? We're surprised that people were doing rebel shit at a rebel concert, I guess, and that people got hurt doing rebel shit at the rebel concert that everybody was geeked to go rebel at.
Travis Scott is silly, okay? Blaming the holding the weight of that overall responsibility on Travis Scott is silly for this specific reason. Because like the fucking bystanders don't even know what the fuck's going on, and they're literally right next to one another, okay? Where did it go? Where did I just miss it? Yeah. Oh, see, chatters know.
Like that's like I'm saying. What's Charlie, aka Moist Critical's take on Godsmack and Godslap and all that shit? And those type of bands, and you know what I'm saying? For which I never hated on in my whole life because I understand art. Everybody wants to, like I said, rebel shit. Everybody wants to look like they understand art. Everybody wants to look like a rebel. Everybody wants to look like a neo-intellectual rager and shit. But then when it's time to be that, you want the Kurt Cobain poster up on the wall and shit. But, you know, you're not like Kurt Cobain, you know. But Kurt Cobain was like, he put himself in bad situations and he I'm better than that. I'm better than that. I love Kurt Cobain, but I'm better than Kurt Cobain. You know what? I'll adapt his haircut.
What chatter I'm talking about? Where is he? The 99-cent wage guy or whatever. I was gonna fucking ban his ass. Said your mic sounds like shit and I can't find it. Oh, you guys banned him already? You sniped him before I could? Oh my god, dude. That was fucking that was quicker than me, dude. What the fuck? God damn. 40K people, and that's the comment you see, bro? No, I mean, I see everything. At 9:30 p.m., concert attendees began reporting an ambulance moving through a crowd. A minute later, Scott acknowledged the ambulance, stopped performing to encourage the crowd to make room, then launched into one of his songs, Upper Echelon. He told the crowd he wants to hear the ground shake. Then at 9:34, Scott began performing Lost Forever. Moments later, a woman and at least one man climbed the camera position and pleaded with the camera operator to alert the officials. Houston officials said a mass casualty incident occurred and police saw multiple people collapse at 9:38. This is the moment where it's over. Like, this is when Travis Scott should be like, okay, we're stopping. Okay? This is the moment where Travis Scott should be like, fucking, we're stopping this. Finner said a security guard was knocked unconscious after someone injected him in the neck with an unknown drug. The guard recovered after he was given Narcan, which is used for opioid overdoses. It was unclear if others in the crowd suffered overdoses in the same way. Suddenly, we had several people down on the ground experiencing some type of cardiac arrest and some type of medical episode. Larry Satterwhite, executive assistant chief of the Houston Police Department. And so we immediately started doing CPR and moving people right then. And that's when I went and met with the promoters in Live Nation, and they agreed to end early in the interest of public safety. Finner said the conversation with concert promoters focused on how to safely end the concert without causing a riot of upset fans. Meanwhile, the show went on. At 9:42 p.m., Scott stopped performing the song Skeletons to warn, we need somebody to help. There's someone passed out up here. Scott urged security to jump in as the beat behind him continued. After about 30 seconds, Scott moved as a man was lifted unconscious from the ground. A minute later, fans began chanting, "Stop the show," as Scott resumed the song. At 9:53 p.m., the fire department dispatched 12 more units.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's now in context, like, again, if you're screaming at the artist to stop the show, what are they going to think typically? Are they going to take you serious? Are they going to take you serious when somebody trips and falls? Are they going to take you serious because you're crying out, dying in hysteria? No, they're just going to let the security do their job and continue the concert because they have other appointments to make too. It has to be carry out. It can't be in the production every time somebody can't deal.
At 10 p.m., more than 20 minutes after the mass casualty incident, the concert was showing no signs.
So I'm saying that's the typical mood of a concert. I'm not a performance artist like that. So I'm saying if I was, then I would be focused on performing, not police work.
Of stopping as hip hop artist Drake took the stage with Scott and launched the song "Knife Talk." As the song continued, fans began jumping on some of the emergency vehicles responding to the chaos. Bro, like, that's insane, dude. He's like, all right, we stopped the concert a bunch of times, but I think now it's time to.
I apologize. A little bit of my life is pouring into the stream, but shout out to you guys. Hope you guys are still interested. More thoughts to come. A couple more tie-ins. I'm just waiting to be tripped up by something annoying, I guess, a little bit. Putting my thoughts together.
And now it's time to fucking, bring Drake out. That's always a good time to bring Drake out when you got people dying in front of you. Oh shit, people are dying in front of me? All right, bring out Drake.
What does that mean? 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 I think that there's an envy. There's a cultural envy. There's a cultural envy there. Because I don't know any Turkish rappers who are known internationally. And Nav should have a more ethnocentric rapper name then to his tribe then. If it's any guys that even represent that type of tribalism like that in the rap game, for real. That don't look like a weird cartoon character or something.
Okay. Evans, standing to the left of the stage, said the crowd's initial push towards the stage had eased, but Drake's arrival caused fans to get chaotic again. There were some people trying to get medics to come by our area twice because I think someone passed out. Scott and Drake launched into sicko mode. And now it's over. When you play sicko mode, it's done. City officials said the concert ended at 10:10 p.m., but attendees said the show ended at 10:15. The final song, Goosebumps. Scott had performed all his planned songs, and 8 people died.
So again, right there, it's making sense now. Sicko, oh no, he plays. So you can't. Everybody gets what the art's supposed to mean and what it's supposed to make you do, right? Like, I want to continue to get more into why these guys are like, why they get so negative about like the American influence of rap internationally. I mean, I know they can feel it. I just never I never understood, like I can never understand people biting something and then hating. I want to learn more about the Turks and the Moors and things like that here. Just some of the relationships with classism and assimilatory behavior, real assimilatory behavior. Like you're just snatching everything, like, you know. It's just interesting. Like this guy strikes me as the type of guy that'd be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. The workers in China, but he'll rock that big ass Nike logo because he thinks you think it's cool. So assimilation comes in all types of ways. Cultural assimilation comes in all types of forms. According to Columbia University Press, a book on Turks, Moors, and Englishmen in the Age of Discovery, Nabil Matar. During the early modern period, hundreds of Turks and Moors traded in English and Welsh ports, dazzled English society with exotic cuisine and Arabian horses, and worked small jobs in London, while, quote, the Barbary corsairs raided coastal towns and, if captured, lingered in Plymouth jails or stood trial in Southampton courtrooms. In turn, Britons fought in Muslim armies, traded and settled in Moroccan or Tunisian harbor towns, joined the international community of pirates in Mediterranean and Atlantic outposts, served in Algerian households and ships, and endured captivity from Salé to Alexandria and from Fez to Mocha. So, what I'm highlighting here is a really complicated way of saying that there's been assimilatory behavior by Turks in the past, and they seem to forget why they're of the worldly culture. And it seems like they underrepresent their ambiguous tribalism, but it seems very easy for them. I know you've seen the Turks, that show too. It seems like it's really easy for them to peg down on other ethnocentric cultures, but I watched one of the videos that hasanabi did about Muslim women and their attitudes on so-and-so per Jubilee, and he was mum's words. He was mum's the word because he's not going to say anything about people that look like his aunts, people that look like his grandmother, people that look like his mother. He's not going to say anything about those people, but it's always easy to be like, to laugh and put up some frogs in your chat about black people and then be hyped when it's time to talk about Travis Scott. To this book's credit here, it also, in Turks, Moors, and Englishmen, Nabil Matar vividly presents new data about Anglo-Islamic social and historical interactions, rather than looking exclusively at literary works which tended to present unidimensional stereotypes of Muslims. Shakespeare's superstitious Moors or Goths raging Turk, quote, to name only two. Matar delves deeply into hitherto unexamined English prison depositions, captives, memoirs, government documents, and Arabic chronicles and histories. The result is a significant alternative to the prevailing discourse on Islam, which nearly always centers around ethnocentrism and attempts at dominance over the Western, or rather the non-Western world, and an astonishing revelation about the realities of exchange and familiarity between England and Muslim society Elizabethan and early Stuart periods. So there's a lot of information out there about what doesn't really seem so apparently like cultural mixing and cultural interconnectedness. I just think that we need to get back to the roots and understand that we're all human beings and we all like style, we all like rhythm, we all like music, we all like entertainment, we all like what the unfortunate other can provide. We just need to start learning how to love one another and understand when we're disrespecting each other. I'm coming on the edge of disrespect today because I really do get tired of seeing the frogs and all this shit. Like I get tired of seeing like the swag that we make heavy get dragged. Like people want to be a part of it, but they want to be able to drag it too, and that's some funny bone.
The last thing I ever heard was "Sicko Mode, My Spirit Would Never Rest." I think it's the promoter telling he has to play all his songs so he doesn't have to refund. Yeah, dude. I don't know what the fuck happened here, but like, this is the matter of interest here. Okay.
Hey, here you go.
This, to me, the main point here, the failure in communication, the breakdown in communication, at 9:38 p.m. when it was declared a mass casualty incident, it's done after that. You can't just fucking keep performing every song, dude. And to the people who are saying like it's entirely on Travis Scott, no, it's not entirely on Travis Scott. And the reason for why it's not entirely on Travis Scott is because the cops and the fire marshal have the power to stop it. There are stage managers that have the power to stop the music, as I've said time and time.
Congrats. That's what I was saying about Charlie, aka Moist Critical. His opinion was that it just seemed to be centered on pointing at Travis Scott and not really taking a performative perspective and understanding the responsibility is to perform, not to police. If you're per se an entertainer like Travis or Charlie, who maintains and controls the audience, there should be some sense of empathy there. And that's why I feel like, okay, if God slap, he wouldn't come on saying that shit. He would just be like, oh, but the victims, I just can't believe that the victims, I just can't, you see the victims. He would be doing that type of shit. But since it's Travis Scott, it's easy to come out like, these guys and their stupid concerts where people are out of control. I just hated the album. It wasn't even turned. It wasn't even turned. It could never be that turned. Anyways, Travis fucked up.
And again, there are people in his ear that could be like, bro, this is a mass casualty incident right now. Because that communication is happening. What do you think? How do you think he knows Drake is about to come out? Because someone is in his ear. Okay? So that means that channel is being used to fucking tell Travis Scott that, like, yo, Drake is about to come out. Time for sicko mode. Okay? That channel is being used for that, but it's not being used to tell him, like, yo, the cops are here and it's a fucking literal, like, mass casualty.
You can always tell how, like, a tattletale thinks.
Incident, dude. The cops had the power to shut down a Doors concert because Jim Morrison's cock was showing through his pants. They could have shut this show down at any time and they chose not to. That's what it came out so fast. The bullshit injection stories. What the fuck? So what this shows me is that, like, faulting Travis Scott and shifting the blame exclusively to Travis Scott is silly. Okay? It is a failure of epic proportions in every step of this process.
That's just some self-coverage shit. That's just covering his ass so he can still rock hip-hop looking shit.
From cops to Travis Scott to stage managers to people that were on the Live Nation side, that the cops like, yeah, it would be a riot if we stopped. If Travis Scott did literally sing every single one of his songs, even though this is a mass casualty incident, and bring Drake out, there will be a riot here. Like, no, motherfucker, no the fuck it wouldn't. That's crazy. Check the footage of the girl who tries to get the camera right. Yeah, you guys are silly as fuck for, like, constantly posting that. Okay? What the fuck's a random cameraman gonna do, bro? Like, you have no understanding of the hierarchy of production, okay? You're literally constantly like, everyone keeps fucking bringing that back to me and being like, dude, look at this video. Yeah, it's a really fucking jarring video. But what the fuck can a camera guy do, dude? He can't stop the show. Motherfucker, cops went up to the fucking Live Nation producers and they couldn't stop the show. He has a radio, he could have fucking informed it, but like, they don't know what the fuck's going on. People are fucking screaming and shit. They're over there trying to film the process. You said the same thing. The fuck they want him to point the camera. You guys are failing to comprehend that, like, if in a chaotic situation like that, the camera guy is literally the one with like no fucking, the one with the least amount of responsibility. Okay. Like the least amount of responsibility. He's there to just fucking record. Okay. He's there to point the camera and to continue for Apple to be able to live stream the process. Okay. Especially when like the fucking stage manager is not ending the thing, or like the Live Nation executives that are there are not ending the fucking process. What's the camera guy gonna do? Oh yeah, we gotta stop this, bro. I'm turning off my camera now. Hey, we should stop this. Okay, fuck off. All right, I guess I have to keep pointing the camera now.
That's what I said earlier. Obviously, let's continue to get into this. He's not really commenting on Charlie and Moist Critical's opinion as much. He's in his own chat. So okay, I'm reacting to the video in general. But this is how they stir opinion and shit for like their weirdo followers who never see sunlight ever.
He has a radio, which apparently he did end up using to get two medics to come out, but they still didn't stop the show, even though at this point they clearly know it's criminal negligence. If you watch the clip,
his criminal negligence, Space Ace, at Hasanbi, he has a radio, which apparently he did end up getting two medics to come out, but they still didn't stop the show, even though at this point they clearly knew it's criminal negligence. Space Ace, man. That's envy. It's not criminal negligence. Space Ace, that's envy right there, bro. That's just some envy shit to say. Why do people want to see people burn so bad? Like, it's always so easy to spend other people's money. Oh, he's Travis Scott. Sue him. He's criminally negligent. He should be sued. He should be penalized. I'm feeling litigious.
you could tell the cameraman didn't even hear a word she was saying because of his noise canceling headphones. She was yelling behind him and he was startled as she entered his frame of view. Yeah, like, dude, it's just like, don't. Fucking 40-year-old.
So to be clear, his fans definitely do want to see like a guy like Travis Scott burn. These are the same people listening to the tape. It's the same people excited. They were excited. They got that. They were like somewhat excited. Like these. It seems like these are the type of guys that are excited to hate. Like go get the tape just to go comment something funny. Like not derivative, not as good as the last album. But they bought the fucking tape and they know when the tour dates are, and they were thinking about getting a T-shirt, but they knew the other cool kid was gonna really rock it and really love it, and they they don't want to look like the cop. You gotta stop perpetrating, man. If you like something, just like this shit, man. Stop looking for holes and shit. That's a competitive habit. Is to see something amazing and then try to look for detail and fractions. Something must be wrong.
Camera guy standing on a fucking rafters, like, can't hear shit. He's literally just like filming the fucking process for Apple, making sure that he's like, getting everything. And you guys are like, no, dude, I can't believe he didn't fucking personally save people. Anyway. Let's keep going.
He gave it a walk-off song. This dude's dead body was being pushed over the crowd. Travis was looking at it and was like singing him into Valhalla. Like you knew what was going on and decided not to stop the concert. You are responsible. Travis Scott in 2015 and 2017 also.
This dude sounds like a principal. You are responsible. You can hear how his weird ass dad talks to him all dry and apart. He hasn't gotten a hug from his dad in years. You need to think about saving money, and me and your mother are just worried that. Are you depressed? I mean, you listen to a lot of that aggressive rock. Like, why are you growing your hair out like this? Like, why? Like, we sent you to a good school.
Also had problems where he encouraged the crowd to like hop barricades and storm the stage, creating like a really unsafe concert environment. Travis Scott treats his concerts like he's still playing Fortnite and he's just trying to increase his kill to death ratio. It's fucking nuts.
What? What type of conflation? What does that mean? What type of segue is that? What does that mean? He does it. Do you realize you're just like plugging his efforts? Like, I think like you're seeing the genius and the connectivity of these performance efforts, and it perturbs you. It makes you sad. It makes you upset. Like, why? What are you talking about? You should be saying he goes at everything aggressively.
And the people that are trying to defend him are stupid. Like, you're just dumb. He is not an idiot. He could see all the chaos going out there. Ambulance, literally looking at a dead body. And he
is not stupid. Okay. We all make choices. And Travis Scott made a choice to create a concert where people rage. He had already envisioned all this stuff, not to the death rate extent, I would hope, obviously, but to a place where people are definitely knocked out and going crazy like Michael Jackson concerts, bro.
any point.
I don't even agree with like the ambulance or the looking at the dead body, but he literally saw it. Like at first I thought he didn't recognize how bad the situation was, but like the fact that he stopped the show implies that he saw what the fuck was going on and continued the show. That's when I was like, that's it. He's definitely responsible. Like he has a responsibility. He has a share of blame. It's so fucking crazy to me that like the fact that he continued humming when this dude was like being fucking.
This is it too. Like these are the type of guys that's like, okay, what would you have done then, Charlie? What would you have done, Hasan? Being, I would have set this up, and I would have come right off a stage. Signal virtual, virtue signaled. Are you signaling my virtues there, buddy? I would have made much better decisions. Much better decisions. I've handled many 50,000 people crowds in it. Yeah. Raging crowds raging from my music that I wrote for them to rage to. I would have policed it much better because, I would have seen what was going on. And that's just, I'm a good guy. I listen to depressed rock all day, but I'm a great guy. I really love people. I hate myself, because I can't get a girlfriend and because I want to cut myself. But, love people though. Don't want to see anybody get hurt. And that's because that would be criminally negligent, I wonder if Charlie wonders. I wonder if he knows that he looks like a dude that's been depressed since he was 10 years old and shit, into that weirdo shit because he's weird. Like that's why they don't like that Travis Scott turn up shit. That rap superstar, rap hero, rap mutant. they don't like that shit because it puts us on too much of a big stage. It makes us look too grand and beautiful. Meanwhile, look at the imagery behind him. A death hand with a hole in it, right? Biblical, sacrificial, Jesus imagery, death imagery, cutting imagery, self-harm imagery, the black background, space action. People want to be such a digital citizen. They want to be so into sci-fi bloodlines and shit. They don't know anything about their own bloodlines, and they want to be ambiguous as hell. When it comes to themselves, they want to be ambiguous as hell. But if I obviously look like I do, that they don't like that shit. They don't like rappers. They don't like people who look too aggressive and shit. Man, I swear it comes out into that pussy mindset, low key. Like, all this raging in the background, all these posters raging in the background, all that God slapping. But then he's concerned like a counselor would be that people got God slapped and shit now. Now you're concerned now. I swear to God, like creatively, like you can't even say a guy like this gets the art. To be clear, Charlie, aka Moist Critical, can't understand rap for real. Like I understand rock.
Like transferred via body surfing in front of him. Like after he had already stopped once, is insane. Like it's such an insane thing that I literally thought he saw the ambulance and AMS and said, "What the fuck is that? There's no way." Yeah, he did. He apparently stopped it after he saw it once, as we read. Mourned him in the Valhalla. Okay, stop. We already watched the Chauncey video. He probably thought it was just someone dehydrated. You see it happen at every festival, like Warped Tour back in the day. People always getting carried to the tents. Yeah, no, I understand that. But like, that's why I'm saying, like,
is it reasonable or is it half reasonable or is it now you understand that you're supposed to be Travis Scott on stage performing the concert, not Travis Scott carrying around stretchers and shit. Like, plus these artists, you have to understand from a creative perspective, these artists are always going to try to protect the integrity of the concert by keeping the concert going. That's like a big thing. That's like a big misnomer with performance, like rap performance and rock performance and performance artists is like completing the show. They never want to stop in the middle, dummy.
A fucking producer should have been like, dude, we gotta stop this shit. This is crazy.
They said, "Oh, let's fucking stop. Let's put the brakes on this operation here. Let's address what's going on and just maybe postpone the concert or reorganize people so we're not just this giant wave of meat that is killing people." Like there was plenty of opportunity for him to.
Like I was trying to insinuate before, these are the same guys that are going to make it difficult. This guy, Charlie Moist Critical, is the guy that's going to make it difficult for you to be able to go to another concert because he's going to turn opinion. He's going to help you turn your own opinion and say, you know what, these things need to be more clamped up. Like even our concerts have to continue to get more Orwellian. There could have been something done at that Rager concert.
To stop it. But yes, I do agree. Travis Scott didn't design the venue himself. That responsibility falls on the organizers who, for some reason, have no idea how to handle crowds. So they just have this massive group of people in an area that's too tight for them up front, and it caused the crowd crush. Now, I do understand that there were a lot of people that were entering the concert illegally, like they were hopping the fence and busting through the security checkpoints.
Okay, so you gotta continue to see it through his Moist Critical's eyes. Was Moist Critical there? It doesn't sound like he was a darling fan going to the concert. He sounds like he has his own rock interests and his own performative interests. Wouldn't he want people going nuts at his? Why are you wearing? Look, I'm gonna keep saying it. Why are you wearing the swag of rockers and individuals and Morrisons and these types in the past who rocked out to no extent to the best limit that they could, got kicked out of concerts, got banned from cities. Like, why are you rocking that look if really you're so conservative?
That in no way is as fucking damaging or as bad as like booking a venue that you cannot control, like booking to the degree that you cannot control. It doesn't matter. People are like, oh, dude.
So I'm saying if this is your opinion that you're curtailing right now, Charlie, then I'm saying, why do you look like a performative rocker type dude who wants to take your own concert to the limit, but you're so quick to throw other people under the bus because their concert actually did get taken to the limit, to the fantasical limit. I think there has to be a tinge of envy there, for sure. Otherwise, I think it's just time to, like, get out of creative culture and gamer and nerd culture and stuff like that. Get out of that stuff. Like, go be a conservative dude, like a conservative right wing dude who's afraid of making mistakes, and a dude who's corny, like it's a straight corny, just a corny nerd who was like always trying to, get one of these type of emotional breakdowns. Like, this is what was wrong here morally. The virtues were off here, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you who's responsible. That Travis Scott, that guy, that Travis Scott raging all the time.
That venue could hold 200,000 people, but they only sold 50,000. Doesn't matter, dude. Then you fucking hire more people. Like,
so there were more people than anticipated, but there are still ways to combat that. There's absolutely things they could have done, such as stopping the concert when people started dying. People were begging them to stop the concert. The organizers, not just Travis Scott. There's a video of a girl who climbed up one of the camera towers and was telling him the situation. His response was, "Get the fuck down." Like, there were plenty of times where organizers could have stopped the concert. This isn't one of those situations where there was nothing they could do to stop what was happening. It's not like it was Thanos and it was inevitable or whatever. The Travis Scott concert isn't some kind of natural disaster like a hurricane.
See, that's hate right there. Like, to even relate the concert to the power of Thanos means that that's what he was reminded of when he saw these people falling out and reacting in this Michael Jackson-esque way. That's just hate. That's some hater stuff right there. He said that in the beginning. He prefaced with that. It's not like the concert was that amazing. It's, it's not like it was great. It was really, let me tell you like this. It should have just came down to the management perspective.
Where you can't go outside and just yell, "Hey, halt, stop, hurricane," and expect it to stop. But here, you absolutely could do that and expect it to stop. Because
the fact that this nerd is, I don't even mean this fact. I'll say I'm a nerd, so I'll call this dude a dork. The fact that this dork is likening it to weather formations is just he doesn't even realize how hater it sounds like. Why is it reminding you of weather formations then? Why is it reminding you of weather events if it wasn't lit? Stupid.
Concert. Fucking lead singers walk off stage all the time.
Noah B is 100% correct. The vital info we still need is if the Live Nation people communicated to Travis Scott about the knowledge they had about it being a mass casualty event 40 minutes before it finished. If they did tell Travis Scott and he continued to fucking sing, then he is a giant piece of shit and he has a lot of fucking responsibility.
The vital info we still need is if the Live Nation people communicated to Travis about the knowledge they had about it being a mass casualty event 40 minutes before it finished. If they did tell him and he continued, then he needs a huge amount of blame. He needs that blame. Travis Scott needs to be blamed. Yeah. That's what they love, dude. That's why I'm reacting to his videos, because like they love this shit. His pocket of community, Hasan's pocket of community, Charlie, aka Moist Critical's pocket. They don't like dudes like us. They don't like dudes that look like me and what I seem to represent. You got to be more ambiguous to fit in with these type of dudes, right? They want to bite a little bit of culture and then log on to the internet and say and talk down on it.
Here, okay, he could be charged and should be charged criminally if he continued to fucking play through all of his entire set and bring Drake out. You know what I mean?
Everybody's an attorney. Everybody knows liability. Everybody's about liability, right? Liability, right? This is why China's a threat to us right here, is because we don't know how to work together. We don't know how to be together. Our culture in America is all about breaking down the next guy and splitting down the next guy and making sure the next guy doesn't win and shit. Meanwhile, we got monolithic, homogenistic societies building up power in a scientific way. Here, everybody wears rap t-shirts, but half the motherfuckers that buy the album hate black people. It's like the same phenomenon. I'm walking down the street. If I go, I live in middle America. If I go to the grocery store, most white guys, most white women, they're gonna be like looking at me like they never seen anybody that looks like me. But boy, are they gonna be excited when it's time to watch some football.
It's criminal negligence. If they didn't, then the Live Nation producers fucked up big time. Charge Drake too. Okay, this guy is just a Kanye stan. Okay, bro, fuck Drake. Charge Drake too, bro.
I, honestly, to all the people who will know me eventually, or the people who know me currently, you know how I am about loyalty. You know how I am about talking down on people. Like, it's like the little thought that you see in social media where like there's like people talking down on NBA players as a way to peg them down. They talk about their haircuts. They talk about this. They missed some layup. They did something goofy. They made a mistake, and they can't wait to make that person look imperfect because to them that person seems too perfect. Uh, it's a real sneaky microcosm of that on the internet, obviously, in the way that we handle each other from an honest point of view. Um, it's really sneaky stuff. I just feel like there's no honor to it, you know. If you're conservative, man, get conservative, man. Get like rock conservative shit. Don't if you're conservative, you shouldn't even be commenting on the fucking Astroworld situation. You're a conservative. You got other things to be concerned about, like conservatorship. Like you got other things that you could be talking about on your channel. Like just game them Asian games that you play all night that are boring as hell to some people, right? Uh, why do you care about Travis Scott in his concerts if he's that whack and if his concerts are that unentertaining? And you just can't see how it could ever be so turned because you ain't never did shit turn. This Charlie dude, like, how does he react when something happens with him and a lady or something like that? Like, how does he treat women? Like, what's his swag around women? Like, um, can I have permission to look at your face? Can I have permission to kiss you? He's one of these weirdo type of dudes that have no real sense of masculinity and shit. So he's caught up in PC culture. I'm just wondering about these dudes. I'm just like wonder about a guy like this guy Charlie for real, bro. For real, bro. And I'm also wondering about Hasan. Be like, he has this huge community of people that basically don't like anything. Like everything's a joke to them. Why is everything a fucking joke? Like, I'm always wondering that. Like, why is everything a joke? Like, why everything's frog faces to these people, man? And I just wonder, like, what do you look like, man? Like, what do you really look like? What's your what's your movement? What are your mannerisms like? Do you got any energy to you? Like, are you swaggy at all? It's like I feel like low key sometimes, man. We're gonna talk about this in the future, but sometimes ugly people got ugly ass attitudes and shit. Cause you know everybody looks at them ugly, so they see the world in an ugly ass way, in a twisted ass way. They gotta twist everything to be ugly because they're always getting ugly energy back. So that hater shit is a whole lineage thing, man. You know, but you're gonna, that's what I'm saying. With the hater thing is, it's like these same people are gonna make every little, they're gonna do the things to beautify though for what's the normative, like what's norm beauty standards right now. Oh, backwards hats, white t-shirts, and beards, and long hair, and glasses with hats, and mismatching swag, and like whose culture is that? That's my culture. That's Travis's culture. I need to pay homage to that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to give a little balance to this thought, like, think, man, back when I was really young, and I look crazy young still. When I was really young, listen to like kids are listening to like Limp Bizkit and shit, right? Like, I get it. It's not my swag, but I get the shit. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for me to hate on Limp Bizkit, no matter what he did at the concert or how many people died. Like, he's an artist. He was trying to perform. Like, they're a band, like they're artists. Like, I'm an artist, so I understand other modalities of art and creativity. So it's like I take pride in that. But it just really disappoints me when I see supposedly creative types not understanding the gambit of creativity at all. Like, just hitting on context plugins that are convenient, alert noises, alert language and shit, trying to inflame stuff, trying to bastardize, trying to incite like a negative reaction to shit, when low key it should be about like the potentiality of the victims and stuff, and basically the truth, and how many different unfortunate interactions were at the Astroworld concert. It shouldn't be about blame culture all the time, always trying to blame shit. Like, when human beings are trying to find blame socially, it means that they don't understand the situation.
Yeah, Drake, go to jail, buddy. Guess what? I hate it. Hate it. What is happening? Why? How can I just drink? Okay, there it is.
I really never. I've always been such a guy. I never understood fanatic behavior. I never understood like fanhood behavior, like negative fanhood behavior. I never really understood negative fanhood behavior, like fanatics. Like, they're gonna pay for a ticket, buy the jersey, and then come to the game and call you a nigger. Like, there's just some weirdo shit with a lot of these type of happenings socially with like fans and shit. Like, everybody wants to be in the know and shit. You want to be in the know. You want to look like a rebel, but then when the rebel shit happens, now you're conservative. Now you're breaking down what the faults were.
Drake, you're going to jail, dude. Guess who's going to jail tonight, Drake? You. CLB was trash. Donda better. Guess who's going to jail tonight?
Time, and the concert ends on the spot. Like, Nickelback has walked off stage like 100 times because people throw tomatoes at them. Like, you can stop it. You can. And they should have, because it would have really prevented the loss of life there, at least helped. I didn't know what Crowd Crush was until today, and then I read all about it. That is an absolutely agonizing, horrible way to die.
Again, he's going to use all alert language here. Agonizing. Like, what are your concerts like? Like, I got to really do a little bit more creative research into Charlie and see what this guy's really into based on his personality, his weirdo ass personality. Like, again, for all the viewers out there that don't understand my perspective, don't be trying to look cool and shit. Don't be trying to know about cool shit, and then when something goes wrong, you're ready to like peg that shit like it was evil. I mean, on some weed mania, on some, it's just sad, bro. It's just sad.
It is a slow, painful, miserable death. They were dying standing up. I can't even picture something like that, especially.
Yeah, it's like being suffocated as though you are. I mean, asphyxiation is like one of the worst ways to die. Like you're drowning by humans. Like it's literally you're drowning standing up with other fucking human beings that are like hugging you to death, pretty much.
Actually at a concert where you're supposed to be having fun. And it's not like the people in the crowd were maliciously pushing and shoving people. I'm not like blaming the crowd. This is a phenomenon that happens when the place is just too crowded and people just standing next to each other is enough to start putting too much pressure on people up in the middle and they just start suffocating because they can't catch their breath anymore. It's the same thing that happened at like the Hillsborough disaster, I think it was called. That was I think 97 people died there and it was the same thing. It was a crowd crush. People in the back were occupying too much space, so the people in the middle were starting to get suffocated from it. It's not like the people in the back were pushing and shoving on everything.
Again, this is what I was trying to touch on before. It's like conformity standards and freedom and liberty standards that allow us to have these type of concerts. Like we don't live in a society where you have to go to a place and nothing. You know what I mean? Like there needs to be an arena, ironically enough, where people can go to it and they can go nuts. Like that's what the concert was supposed to be about. When you're using all this like constructive language about something that's supposed to be a rager event, it just sounds dumb. It sounds stupid as hell. Like I'm going to go to the rock concert. I'm going to Limp Bizkit. I'm going to Marilyn Manson's concert, but I'm just really worried about like how many parallel roles are set up consecutively and sequentially behind me in order to make sure that everything's safety. And please don't mosh and please don't rage. Nobody jump in the crowd, please.
Everyone. It's just people at walking speed or even standing still too close together makes it so that way the people in the middle just get absolutely blasted. It happens with like a bottleneck situation, or if the venue is just genuinely not big enough to handle the capacity. Or another thing I was reading about was a crowd collapse, which is when someone falls over and it leads to other people falling over, and then they start dying from asphyxiation at the bottom of like that pile. I don't think that was the case here. From what I've been reading, it was truly crowd crush, and it's a truly awful and sad situation that was easily avoidable. The concert could have been stopped at any moment when the hundreds of people started alerting them to the problems.
Low key, I got it now. Like this is what these guys. One day this dude will be a conservative pundit, and he won't even look like this. He'll have a whole different job for people that look like him. Protecting interests for people that look like him. That's what he looks like he's been practicing with the attitude. Like there was a lot that could have been done to prevent this. What happened here was it's a tragedy on the part of Travis Scott. I mean, totally responsible. I've been put in that situation many, 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 many times. And every time I reacted in a way that prevented these deaths, that would have prevented deaths like this. Because you know what? I'm virtue signaling, and I'm basically signaling that I'm the guy with the virtues. Travis Scott sucks. I don't understand how his videos and his music, like, why was there even a concert? This could have been prevented.
The people that were dying, but they decided to continue with the concert for the whole duration. And now we're left with 300 injured and 8 confirmed dead. Fucking tragic. Actually fucking awful. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I got pretty upset reading about it. And that's about it.
Again, before he sneaks away, he got really upset reading about it. Why is that? Well, like I said, if it was God slap, God smack, or band some, I don't even know if I'm saying the band the right way. Let me look it up here quick. What? Oh my God. Okay, this will tell you everything about what you need to know about his personality, Loki. The prologue to God Slap. Embark on a journey through a seedy underbelly ruled by slaps. That sounds cool. God Slap follows the tale of Aias and Darius and Kyan. Why they all have black dude names? As they fight for us, as they fight for survival, the way God intended, with their slaps. God intended with the see that this dude commenting on the Travis Scott coming from a background, some weirdo Christian background, uh, where he can't do nothing wrong. He doesn't use curse words. He's never seen a girl fully naked in real life. Even his own girl, he probably don't even look at her whole body when she's in front of him, because he's afraid of his own. Because people around him have convinced him to be in shame his entire life. So corny, man. Yo, I apologize for disrespecting Godsmack, which is a real rock band. After reading this, he probably doesn't listen to Godsmack. Bro, if I had a reaction video on one of his favorite Christian conservatives, he'd be sad as hell. One of them Christian conservatives that take advantage of their followers and shit, and they got people piling in millions of dollars, and they're the one building a mansion. Everybody else is, the congregation, the money pool. Come on now, man. That's what this dude's prepping himself up for and shit. Like, then cut the look out, then, man. But there's also like one of the themes of today's reaction is like swag, like in people's style and stylistic approach. I know a lot of people don't like the word swag. They want to say drip or my sauce, my glow. They want to say funny ball that shit like that. That's not their own. Swag is my word. I created that shit. You feel me? Like you want to look like that, but you know what I mean. They want to pull off the Jesus look. There's a lot of dudes like this of this phenotype. They want to present themselves as a savior look. Like I got a beard like Jesus, I got hair like Jesus, But I'm like also contemporary. Like I'll wear a hat, Like no, why don't you get the khakis and get the fucking tucked in polo and really just commit to that shit. Stop acting like you're so interested in world culture. Commit all the way to that right wing God slap shit. You know what I'm saying? Go. The funny thing about a guy like this is he would never even be bold enough to slap somebody in their mouth for real. You know, I'm God slap. I slap the hell out of somebody doing wrong in front of me or doing me wrong or doing my people wrong. I slap the hell out of somebody. You can quote me on that. You can ask people about that. And I'm a nice guy. I'm just saying, like, I just don't like when people bite and they're a whole style confusion and shit. Like, bro, like, just go all the way right wing and shit. Like, you shouldn't even be commenting on Travis Scott. You should have been worried about the new comic, the new God Slap comic.
Yeah.
Also, to end too, I'm turned on this. I want everybody to know, if you're watching this video, if you see me live, anything like that,
More tales on this.
I'm turned on this topic because I really do fuck with Travis Scott and his music and the vibes and the energy that is provided me on it from an unselfish perspective. So I'm definitely willing to go to bat for what I believe in that sense. And I just hate that. What I hate, it's not even about an attack. It's really about like I don't like seeing other people sprinkle hate on shit in a sneaky, clandestine way. That shit is weird. That shit's weird, man. That shit's so weird. That shit's so weird. God slap? That shit is whack as hell. That shit's so fucking whack. That's what people do. He don't want to read the Dark Batman. He don't want to see when Joker did something crazy because that's ungodlike. But he still needs to participate in comic culture. But it just has to be God slap by some weirdo preacher that he knows. Like, like what the fuck, bro? Like God slap. That's so corny, bro. It's so corny, bro. So corny. Again, he has posters on his wall, and the baseline thought to those posters, as it pertains to the characters involved in that story, for Again, God Slap. God Slap follows the tale of Aias, Darius, and Cyan as they fight for survival the way God intended. By slapping people, by checking people, by putting people in their place, by slapping them, is what I'm assuming, right? Like I said, this dude wouldn't slap nothing. And that's what I don't like. Like they like is there even a such thing as punching up? Can you punch up to Travis Scott? You know, like I gotta be honest, I feel great being a Rabbit fan for Travis Scott right now because I just can't deal with the disrespect, man. That's so disrespectful, bro. Everywhere you go, Travis Scott turning up the city. Turn everything every time you see Travis Scott, he super turn, looking like a superhero. That shit hurt you. That shit make your stomach hurt. Make you want to go read one of them weak ass comic books with a more balanced, more conservative superhero. That's some funny bone ass shit, and that's some real funny bone ass shit. I'm gonna try to take a break, tend to the family here, things like that, and then I'm gonna find another topic to get live on today. I'm just gonna keep compiling these recordings and whatnot. Hopefully, you guys can start engaging live with me if you guys are having a good time. I'm a natural at this shit. Shout out to my guy Tommy Gunn out there in Chicago, doing his thing. Real rebel shit, man. Like real rebel shit, man. You can't be no half stepping ass, snitching ass rebel. Like that's some funny bone ass shit, bro. That's some real funny bone shit, bro. It just anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm feeling good today. I'm always a little bit competitively on the edge when it comes to thoughts and ideas that I really believe in. So this shit does really bother me. Like it's a sad situation. I just hate to see that people really want to drag people down even more. Like since somebody's on a pedestal, you wanna drag them down. And I'm like I don't care about like their fiscal like Charlie his what's his name? Oh, excuse me. I don't care about Charlie's Moist Critical. What is that name? Moist Critical? What thing have you got critically moist, man? I'm the moist. I'm moist critical. I'm the real moist critical. You feel me? What could these super beta? What could a super beta? Oh my god. Anyways, man, this is why you know what I'm saying. Like it's supposed to be about the creative effort, not about how popular you are and how much money you have and shit like that. Like we can't take any of that shit with you. You know what I'm saying? It's really just about expressing yourself and doing that shit to the best of your ability. And I think we're all making an effort to create expounding communities who have like parallel views with our personal and particular viewpoints. But you got to be careful of that. I have to be careful of that. I want to dive into these subjects. I want to investigate. I want to see what it's all about. I'm willing to ask questions. I'm willing to make mistakes. And I'm willing to engage. I just there's a lot of it's just so weird the connection between the things that bring us together versus the attitudes that keep us apart and how we keep the attitudes that keep us apart hidden from the other, how we keep it hidden. But you know, you got to find a way to participate in that thing though, because you like that thing. You don't like the person. Like from Candyman, shout out Candyman, one of the coolest movies, the original shit, Tony Todd, and the new age shit, which completely recreates, completely and pertinently forecasts uh, a major story. We'll get into that another time. I'm going to try to do a reaction on Candyman, but he says in that movie, you know, they don't fuck with you, man. They like what you make. They like the shit that you make. How can Travis Scott be like a rap god or a fucking rap superhero, an actual rap superhero, and you hate on that? Like, how could you hate on something like that's like hating on light? That's like hating on water. We need that. We need Michael Jackson. We needed Marilyn Manson. We needed Marilyn Monroe. We needed we need these people. We need to be inspired by difference. If we were in a conformist ass society, we all be like Charlie. We all be like Charlie. We all be Charlie, like ambiguous as fuck and like, boring, super unleashed, super boring. Um, I want to continue to get online and do these talks and stuff and figure out a way how can we merge the gaps with some of this stuff and make sense of this stuff. Like I said, keep asking the difficult questions. Appreciate being able to bend your ear if you're live. If you're gonna come across this video, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna always push myself to be completely raw and completely honest, and try to also be counter aware and self aware of myself and how my opinion may impact other people. I'm not perfect, not trying to be perfect. I'm just gonna try to be pure. That's my thing. I'm gonna be pure. I'm a real pure person. Uh, I really don't like fake. I'm stopping all cap. I'm stopping all cap. I don't care about that shit. If it's whack, it's gonna fall off me because I'm sauced. Don't come at me with no weirdo shit. Let's engage. Just talk about some shit. But I don't care, positive or negative. Comment. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you probably do like it. That's what people don't really understand about creative endeavors and shit. That shit is perturbing. If that shit's making you mad, that shit has energy that you can't control, and that's what makes people not like shit. To make that full loop, like I can't control how Charlie reacts and what he thinks and feels. I'm just upset with it because it's put in a ugly light on one of my superheroes. You feel me? Someone I feel likened to. So, and I think that there's something in play with that. Like spiritually, we're all really connected like that, and the people that you're in tune and attuned to really does make a spiritual difference. I think as far as the voltage, the wavelength that you could be potentially tied to, and from the spiritual sense, like we're connected to a lot of things around us. You're not attracted to things by accident. These things are actually of you too. So when people say, "Oh, you're taking shit personal," or "You're a fanboy," or people say shit like that to one another, no one's ever said that to me personally, but I'm saying like people do say that to each other. It's like, but all this shit really is personal. And I thought maybe I'd maybe be able to continue to separate, and I thought maybe I'd be able to babysit the cultural aspect, or rather the tribal aspect of a lot of these discussions and stuff like that. And what I will do is I'll be sure to continue to try to see things from um, other classes and other tribal perspectives when we get to reacting about it and trying to break it down and trying to figure it out. It's not about knowing, it's about like attempting to figure things out. So with this, Hasan B reacts to Charlie, aka Moist Critical's take on Travis Scott concert tragedy. This was the first thing I came across today, so I thought I'll go ahead and get on it. Because I do watch those Hasan B. I do watch his stuff, and I see like like I said before, I want to like the guy. Like I want to like that guy. He seems like he's trying to do something novel. He's natural. He's doing his thing. He's in touch with the people, and the people are in touch with him. I'm just trying to figure out like why do you talk down on my guys like that? Why are you always talking down? Why are you always talking at a slant at an angle for guys who look like me and shit? Like, if you're gonna be of the culture, celebrate the culture. Nobody's gonna come out and be like, Travis Scott potential concert, lit, legend shit, legendary. People love putting themselves at the edge of death and the edge of fear and all that shit, like trying to conquer it. That's what we're trying to do. So that's why it's crazy that this stuff ends up just popping to the overall legend for what Travis Scott is. So don't make that mistake. I'm not gonna make that mistake. when I watch a guy like Hasanbi, I'm wondering like, to close, when I watch my major, and I'm gonna highlight before I close here, my major thing and the theme behind this reaction was trying to decipher, why do you pick up all this swagger? Why do you swagger jack? Why do you shark so much? Why do you shark so much of the culture? But like you're ready to always talk down on Drake, or you're ready to talk down on anything hip hop, like or black people, or you know, that's what these guys like to do. It's so weird. Like I've literally watched this guy say blah 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 black people, and then like say he's white. It's like they become white when it's convenient for them. Like, when were you Turkish though? You're not Turkish anymore. Like, you're not a Turk anymore. You're white. Like, it's all about convenience, man. Because they don't want, like, you want, what I'm hurt by is that you want to listen to Travis Scott, you want to watch Michael Jordan jump, but you don't want to look like me. Why? Because you know how people treat me, right? You know how the world treats me, so that's why you gotta say shit like that. But you don't understand how it reinforces these attitudes and shit. Like, y'all think it's like making it cute, making it a joke. It's a frog meme to y'all, right? That's dick envy shit, bro. That's some swagger jacking that shit. Like, why don't you look like a rapping ass Turk guy then? That's what I don't understand. Where are the international basketball and football and soccer players at? You know? Like, why aren't you just trying to rock that? Why don't you have a Ronaldinho haircut or some shit? So, if you're ready to talk down on the culture, don't be of the culture. Don't be trying to swagger jack. Don't do that. That's so whack, man. That's so horrible. It's gross. Don't swagger jack. Don't swagger jack. You don't like rap? Don't swagger jack then. Don't comment on it then. It's not for you. Don't comment on shit that's not for you or that you don't understand. Don't hate on some shit you see half the world going crazy for that you don't get it. That's some funny bone ass shit. So that's my major. Like, I just don't understand that. Just from all the swag that this dude seems to do, like, it shouldn't be difficult to understand Rager culture when you got black fingernail paint on. Shouldn't be hard to understand. I thought it was about being a rebel. I thought it was about doing what you want to do. I thought it was about breaking the rules. Everybody want to go to a rebel concert, but then when the rules get broken, everybody's surprised, or the virtue signalers are gonna come in and be like, "I know what happened here." That's some weirdo shit, bro. That's some weirdo shit, man. So I said, Charlie needs to go all the way conservative and like open up a church like he looks like he wants to, and promote God slap. Like, don't talk about Travis Scott. Promote God slap. You feel me? So whack, bro. Shout out to Travis Scott, man. He's still gonna be a legend. Y'all know that. And that's what hurts. What hurts his chat is that he knows that Travis Scott is gonna continue to be a legend. That's what all these dudes are hurt about. He's gonna continue to be a legend, and may these families get the due compensation and justice that they deserve. So, like I said, this reaction is not so much about Astroworld and the unfortunate tragedy. It's more so about a lot of the transverse attitudes that you find in these discussions and these little bubble groups and shit that I've been watching and purveying. So, more to come, more content to come. Content to come. Chat, comment down below. Let me know what you want to hear. I'm willing to take on all the jokes, all the funny bone ass shit that all these suckers and people who don't do anything for themselves, don't set up shit for themselves, but they can't wait to come and say like, "Oh, there's something funny in your background. Your mouse isn't working." There's a lot of weird ass niggas like that ain't about shit. They're gonna come in here and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't have any followers, you don't have any comments." Okay, yeah, I don't, but soon, one day, I will. You can hear it on me. You already know what it is. So like and share this. I'm on YouTube and all that. I have a private Discord. Send me a message if you're interested in joining it. I'm always looking for individuals who are willing to be intellectual and are stand up and are looking for some fun and just are interested in being in the creative stuff and drumming it up with me, I'm online. I'm a nerd. I'm playing GTA. I'll be in the shop. I have my own shop here at my home. I have a lot of content that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So we won't just be doing video gaming and reactionary stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be able to log on with me in a lot of different ways, and I'm going to be willing to share a lot of different things and hopefully hear back from my audience and whatnot, a potential one. So again, if you're listening, my wife, Rachie, Tommy Gunn, other guys that have tuned in before, Salami, Skateboard, McGrunch, Asinia, these people, I fuck with you. If you know me, then you know how I am about shit. You know that I'm ultra passionate, and you know that I just want to really nerd out. And I don't want war with people, but I'm not afraid to talk it out. I'm not afraid to. I God slap the fuck out of somebody too, by the way. But I want to talk it out, and I want to talk it out and be intellectual about stuff. I really, really, really enjoy intellectual exchanges and just trying to bridge a gap, trying to find a segue for differences and opinion and stuff like that. So let's hit a lot of stuff head on, man, and hopefully you guys are in for the ride. I'm gonna be on later. I tend to ramble. I just try to elongate a thought if it continues to flow. So you will probably see a lot of that from me. Yeah, man, I hope everybody's having an excellent day. Keep yourself and your family safe and healthy. Stay healthy, be healthy. Try to think about health and try to think about a better orb of light for yourself if you're not in a comfortable space. I really, 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 really take all this creative shit like personally because I know what it feels like to have all of these little like hopes and wonders about creative endeavor and really not have anybody behind you saying like, yo, go do that thing, like do that thing, that's gonna be lit for you. Like, so I always say this to people, like sometimes people just need a little bit of a push and it could just take them over the edge. You could change a person's life just by being positive to them, just by being like, yo, do that one thing, bro. Like, don't give up on that shit. Like, handle that shit. Like, do it. Look it up. Research it. Prepare for it. Go to the institution. Gather the information. Like, do that thing. Stop thinking about that thing and do that thing. So, that's what I'm really about. Keep in mind, in real life, if you said something crazy to me, I'd slap the hell out of you. But I want you guys to have a great day and have fun.